Các bạn đang xem video tại kênh Ampoliroy. Chúc các bạn có những giờ phút học tập thoải mái và hiệu quả.
I wanted to learn every planet in the galactic empire, beginning in the center and moving out to Star's End. Each night, she told me stories. I traveled light years, my mind expanding to hold more and more worlds. But I never reached terminus, straddling the farthest reaches of civilization, unsettled by man. It was the end. And its story remained dark to me until many years later. Until it became my story. Until it became the only story. Don't do that. Sorry. Where are the others? We're meeting them at the fence. We're a bit late. Come on, guys. Gia. It's so rocky. Shit. A bishop's claw. Upfully. We need to be real quiet. The null field starts all the way up there, near that rock. They called it the vault. All the colonists knew for certain was that it projected a field designed to keep people away. No one could breach it. Right, you gonna go first? I thought you were first. You go first and put your marker past the rock. I'll let you touch my tit. Gia. For 1 minute. 10 seconds. Or you can look at them both for 30. Swear on your moon. Forsworn. You get nothing if you win. Get to watch him piss his pants. He isn't gonna make it. Come on, Kier. Kier. Are you okay? Your brother is an Asklor. Gia, stop laughing at him. He's pathetic. I was almost there. I was close. Polly, where you going? Shit. Polly. Polly, come back. We don't have a deal. I know. I wanna see the ghost. Okay. Shit. Polly? He's not moving. Polly? We gotta get help. What you standing there for then? They are all gone. Eat. I saw the ghost. You saw me. Eat. You should have turned back, like your boy Kier. People who've tried to get closer have been hurt. Really? You weren't. You got the record and you're okay. Am I? Your mark is so far, no one's ever seen it. That's because it doesn't exist. And neither does the ghost. When do you think it's going to tell us what it is, Warden? Call me Salver. And you assume it cares anything about us? It doesn't. It's not just people it keeps away. It's everything. It's birds, insects. No one's ever gotten through the null field, and no one ever will. It's warning us to stay away. So stop tempting fate. Go. Be careful. There's a bishop's claw. Upfully. I know. Salver Harden. Hobbermallow. The mule. I would learn these names one day. The heroes and villains fighting for the salvation of mankind. But to understand our future, we have to remember the past and the ones who caused it all. A mathematician. A martyr. A murderer. And the most important player of all, Harry Seldon. She'll be on her way soon. It will all work out, Rake. Everything is dying. That doesn't mean it won't all work out. Do you ever wish there was another way? Every day, son. But this is the optimal time. 86,960,947. 86,960,957. 86,960,971. 86,960,987. It's time. Gal? Are you ready? Yes. All my life, I looked out and dreamed of being somewhere else. Now I realize how much I'll miss this view. I have to remember it perfectly. No, you don't. We can petition the seer priests. It's not too late for you to stop this. It's not too late for you to stay. No. There's no place for me here anymore, Mom. I'll die if I stay here. But on Trantor, I'll be safe. Accepted. Hold your head high. That's her. They all hate me. You don't hate me, do you? Never, Gal. I'll always love you. My greatest joy. Come with me. Would be lost out there. Go. I love you. Go, child. Beginning transfer sequence. Please move to jumpards and secure for travel. Did you say something? No. But I was going to ask if this was your first time on an Imperial jumpship. Yes. It is. I'm a bit nervous. Just place your hand on the screen. And it will scan your metrics. Thank you. Gerald. Gal. Synax? Picked up just a hint of it in your accent. You don't hear it much at the core. But I travel near the rim worlds sometimes. Whoever took the prayer stones out did a great job. You wouldn't see the scars if you didn't know to look. Sorry if I overstepped. It doesn't screw me up. But some people come out of the jump feeling a little hungover. I don't drink. My parents dove an algae farm, and we woke up pretty early. You're gonna sleep through this. They make sure of it. They can't have the grav on during the jump. I don't know why. Well, the grav generators output a waveform. That corrupts the jump drive's ability to plot fourth-dimensional points at trans-dimensional speeds. Why are you going to Trantor? I'm going to work with Harry Seldon. I won a math contest. Wow. Harry Seldon. And you from Synax? It was a pretty big contest. Commencing jump in 3, 2, 1. How are you awake? It's a pity we have to sleep through the jump. It's supposed to be quite the light show. But if you're not a spacer, you can find your body and mind taking different trips. I slept through the whole thing. And prepare to disembark. Wow. If the Empire is good for anything, they can damn well build. This is incredible. Welcome to Trantor, the Eye of the Empire. Please respect and enjoy the peace. Are those soldiers? Probably didn't make the news on your world. Some sort of kerfuffle at the galaxy's edge. Anakian and Thespis. Imperial appraisers got caught in the crossfire, so now it's a big deal. Sponsor and contact. Dr. Harry Seldon. Streeling University. Expected return to home planet. I'm not going back. This is my home now. Any car on the stalk. Please respect and enjoy the peace. Thank you. Now that I know you a little better, I won't waste my breath explaining everything. This part is great though. Please make your way to any available car. This car will commence its descent down the stork momentarily. I'm gonna stay awake the whole ride. Me too. It takes 14 hours to drop from Trantor Station to the planet's surface. Although, technically, it's not the surface. Billions of citizens spend their lives beneath Trantor's outer shell, toiling away on 100 subterranean levels, without ever seeing the sun or the stars. Whatever remained of the natural world belonged to the emperors. Dawn. Day. Dusk. The genetic dynasty. Clones of Clean Eye, decanted at different ages. Master Audio. Empire. How long have you worked for us? 68 privileged years, Empire. Started cleaning the mural when I was 12. Gone from one end to the other 4 times over since then. Know every grain of chromer by heart now. Tell me, are there some colors more resistant to cleaning than others? Plum. Periwinkle. Saffron is a particularly truculent pigment. What about crimson? Is crimson truculent? Empire? It's come to our attention that a tract authored by Harry Seldon was discovered in your quarters. Apologies, Empire. It was foolish of me. It's just that I'd heard whispers of his proclamations and were curious. They refer to Seldon as the Raven, don't they? I hear he's rather critical of the Imperium. Well, I'm happy to report that his words are baseless trash. And atrociously written, if I might add. Nevertheless, the man has amassed a following. People who hinge their hopes on every word Raven Seldon utters. Words have a way of fanning into wildfires. Audio. I am loyal, Empire. I would never. I know you won't, which is why I broached this subject in person. Empire. What are your lessons this morning, Brother Dawn? The Outer Reach Kingdoms. I learned an old Anakian song about hunting. Well, there is much truth in music. A boy bleeds a fawn with a knife and then takes shelter in her coat. That one's not really a hunting song. That's a dirty song about a boy's first time with a woman. Play it back in your mind. And don't confuse the two. Brother Day, please leave the peacock to the cooks. You'll be no less fascinating to your biographers. Brother Dusk imagines I do this to be colorful. And Brother Day puts more words in my mouth than he does poultry. It's the lard. The cooks inject it under the skin with a needle right before roasting. Do you know why they use a needle? Because it's efficient. Because they are afraid if they use a knife, as is the Time Hernord way, they might rip the skin, and I'll send them to a stupid stall 50 levels down. All of which is a problem. Why? Because when people are afraid to do their job right, they are certain to do it wrong. That's poor stewardship. It's poor roast peacock. Not everything is a teachable moment. Empire. Demetil. The delegations from Thespis and Anakian are arriving. How did they seem? Peevish. Barbarian kingdoms. They are more trouble than they are worth. Have Outer Reach trade bring tariff projections to the residents. Dress nice. Have someone brush your hair. It's not the most important thing we'll do this week. But it's the most important thing they'll do in their lifetime. Anakian and Thespis. Observe the mannerisms of each party. They hate each other. Their enmity is legendary. But war is expensive. And so we have called them onto the carpet to broker a peace. Thanks for the company. Good luck with the new job. I hope Harry Seldon is worth the trip. Thanks. Cute. Rake, rake, rake. Where are you? That's me. What? That's me, Rake. I work for Harry. Dr. Seldon. Baggage claim is this way. No. No. This is all I have. Okay. Then the rest of planet is this way. It's supposed to be a perfect replica. Not that would know under the outer shell. Half of level 64 is just servers running skies. Is there still a Seer Church here on Trantor? Down there, I think. Level 22. I'd like to see it. What? Sorry, I've never met anyone from Synax before. An expression of compassion and stewardship. The Mural of Souls. Worked on every day by the senior member of the genetic dynasty. The mural depicts the 4th-century age of peace and the galactic family. Notice the active chroma? How the pigment subtly moves. Provincial Ambassador Zandam. Do you have a question or a comment about the mural? We were just marveling at the Empire's benevolent reach. For it is a marvel. 86,963,537. 86,963,549. 86,963,563. 963,567. 86,963,573. Are you praying? No. Why? Your lips were moving. Yeah. When I'm nervous, I can't primes. Harry said you'd wanna see this. Gal, meet Harry. Dr. Seldon. I am so honored you invited me here. What did you think of the Imperial Library? It's amazing. So many books in one place. I imagine books were hard to come by on Synax. Please, sit. So, you know Cal's 9th proof of folding? Yes, I couldn't have solved Abraxas without it. No one else thought to use it. Not in 500 years. Why do you think that is? Cal's writing is poetic. It's beautiful, but it's hard to imagine there's any rigor there. So serious scholars don't read her. Why did you? I went to Cal for the rhythm of the words at first. I missed the math. But when I read between the lines, I realized she was proposing a radical theory. About rings of integers in non-Archimedean local fields. Indeed she was. It does make me wonder, though, how you've managed to stumble across Cal's 9th proof in the first place. Given where you were. This isn't Synax, Gal. Curiosity isn't a crime here. I was lonely. Almost no one there thought like I thought. But math doesn't take sides. It doesn't judge. I imagine you were lonely, a mind like yours in a place like that. Cal's original proof manuscript. Written in her native Thraxian. They are going to arrest me tomorrow. And you? What? It's almost a certainty. Arrest. Why? There's an in-zero chance it won't happen. But it's not a number worth discussing. No. This has to be a mistake. People lie, Gal. Numbers don't. Are you familiar with my work? Psychohistory? Every mathematician has read your. Do you agree with the concept? In theory. But I don't know what it has to do with. It's not a theory. It's the destiny of the human race expressed in numbers. And it's the reason the Empire will take us. They are worried you can predict the future. They are worried people believe I can. And they don't like the future I predict. Which is what? Trantor is going to be destroyed. The Empire will fall. You understand, these aren't things I'm anxious to tell people. It's just what the math tells me. Why let me come all this way just to arrest me? That's a good question. You tell me. Because I solved Abraxas. They think I'm the only one who can prove you wrong. And you are, if I was. But I'm not. Did you know all this when you were showing me the sights? There's more at stake here than you can imagine, Gal. I risked my life coming here. And now you want me to risk it again just to support your numbers. That's not entirely accurate, is it, Gal? You left Synax one step ahead of arrest yourself. So you know math is never just numbers. In the wrong hands, it's a weapon. In the right hands, deliverance. Go. Get some sleep. It should take them most of the night to divine your hotel. We'll talk soon. I know it's not the prize you came here for. But it will have to do. I can't keep this. Of course you can. This building will burn one day. Stealing is a mercy. I've read all his work, Psychohistory. I just never imagined he'd use it this way. The Empire isn't gonna hurt you. They need you. You don't know that. And neither does he. Gal. No. You haven't seen it. When a planet wants you dead, you die. Ambassador Zandam, Planet Anakaian, Outer Reach. Empire. Carved from the oldest tree in the Tarlin forest. The same would use to carve the bow. Of Anakaian's greatest hunter, Larkin Kian. Thank you, Ambassador. Did you enjoy the mural of souls? Yes, Empire. I have never seen anything like it. Honored Diplomat She-Yuen She, Planet Thespis, Outer Reach. Empire. A Thespian Book of Ablution. The filigree was recently smithed to honor the imperial peace. Thank you, honored diplomat. And thank you, both delegations, for making the journey to Trantor. Not that you had a choice. For 9 centuries, the Anther Belt Agreement served your planets well. Last year, Thespis identified a rogue asteroid, which they believed drifted from the area governed by the agreement. We took no official position. Just our 10%. Anakaian believes Thespis acts in bad faith. The Empire believes imperial blood has been shed. On a cold rock 50,000 light-years from home. For any of these 3 beliefs, 1,000 wars have been fought. The next days will determine if there will be another. Respect and enjoy the peace. Respect and enjoy the peace. Brother Dawn, what do you make of that? The Thespians want to remind you how important the Anther Belt asteroids are to their religion. But look there. In the metal filigree. The pattern in the sigil is made of heavy palladium. The metal from the rogue asteroid. How much would you say of the sigil? Maybe a fifth of it. Closer to a quarter. Currently, the Thespians tithe 10% of the mind ore to us. This is their way of quietly saying they'll go all the way to 25% if we side with them. There's no metal here at all. Not even in the arrow tips. That's right. Why? The Anakians need palladium. They have none. It's like the hunting song. It's not at all about hunting. Art is simply politics' sweeter tongue. The customs of the outer reach may seem idiosyncratic. But our attention to detail is how we maintain the peace. And if the people step out of line, we hit them with a big stick. Thank you. Selden and the girl. Don't overthink the stick. The Seer Church. Do we have time? Yeah. She can sit. He will stand. But he will need to disarm. The heretic and I will talk. Upon awakening. Upon awakening. We speak the words. And the words make us seen. Do you know who I am? I know that she has torn the sleeper's words from her face. And can't be seen by God. But do you know who I am? She has solved one of life's ancient puzzles. And cheapened the worth of life in the solving. Of course I know. On Synax, she is almost as famous as her new god, Selden. He's not a god. No, he is not. He will die as all men like him die, unseen by God. As will his followers. As will she. Gall Dornick. I'll say this once. Because I am the highest ranking and only seer priest on this forsaken world. If you are in trouble, I can help you. Is that what you want? You want me to stay? Will that stop them from arresting me? No. I'll be all right. I'll see you. Will you? Of course. Some like to pray one last time. Did you? No. What did you make of her? They haven't gotten to her yet. Yet. What do you make of her? She solved Abraxas on her own. I'm sure of that. As for the other question, well, we shall see. My name's Lors Avakim. Harry sent me. Where is he? Arrested. As he predicted. You've both been charged with high treason. Conspiracy to destabilize the Imperium. This is a nightmare. Harry wants you to know how sorry he is for involving you in this. It's not his fault. Is it? We can speak freely now. Once the Imperium learned of Harry's conclusions, they made no secret of trying to disrupt the project. Did Harry bring me here as bait? Because I can prove him wrong? He's not wrong, Miss Dornick. But yes on the bait part. Are you all right? The hook hurts, but I'm trying not to wriggle too much. All rise. The Tribunal of Clean 12 is convened. You're exalted, the offenders, Dr. Harry Selden and Gall Dornick, are accused of crimes so grave that they threaten not just Trantor, but the entire galaxy's existence. I will prove that Dr. Selden and his followers engaged in a conspiracy designed to destroy the confidence in our empire. Dr. Selden, will you rise? You hail from the world of Helican, yes? Yes. Will you state your current position here on Trantor? I'm a professor of probability theory at Streeling University. Specifically, the area of psychohistory. Define that for us, please. Psychohistory is a predictive model designed to forecast the behavior of very large populations. In plain-spoken terms, you claim to be able to predict the future? Well, I don't know what you're going to have for dinner. If that's what you're asking. You know what I'm asking. The Galactic Empire comprises some 8 trillion individuals. Would you say that was a large enough sample to make a prediction? It is. And do you have a prediction for that particular sample? I do. Indulge us. Trantor and the Galactic Empire will lie in ruins within 5 centuries. Silence, brethren. Accepting your statement for the moment, can you prove it's true? Only to another mathematician conversant in ordinal analysis. How convenient. Your truths are so esoteric they escape the grasp of nearly every citizen. They are not my truths. They belong to science. The Imperium is 12,000 years old, Doctor. Are we really to believe that it could be gone in just 500? Maybe quicker. Quicker? A rotten tree trunk appears strong until the storm breaks it in two. Consider recent events in the outer reach. We're not here to consider any other. But you must. The empire will fall. Order will vanish. Interstellar wars will be endless. 10,000 worlds reduced to radioactive cinders. Nothing we do can prevent this. This period of barbarism. How long do you claim it will last? 30,000 years, advocate. I submit to the court that Dr. Selden's predictions are actually intended to destroy public confidence. I'm not a revolutionary. Well, then what are you? You've already said the future cannot be changed. So what exactly is the purpose of your project? I'm trying to soften the fall. It cannot be prevented. This mass of events rushing to meet us. But we can shorten the dark ages that follow. How much? If we embrace your plan, how much? We should be in the dark for 1,000 years, advocate. And if that is all, we should thank the gods for it. My name's not really Gerald. But you can keep calling me that. We've been watching you for some time. From the moment you solved the Abraxas conjecture, in fact. I brought you a gift. He calls it the Prime Radiant. It's beautiful, isn't it? He claims it contains all of his predictions concerning the Empire, expressed as a mathematical equation. Did he allow you to examine it? No. Now, don't you think that's curious? He devises a theory so opaque that no one in the galaxy can understand it. And when he finds an individual who can, he doesn't allow her a look behind the curtain. Why? Because history is littered with charlatans and false messiahs. What if he's telling the truth? What if psychohistory is real? If his equations are flawed? You have a moral obligation to expose them. And if they hold true, disavow them and go home. And I promise you, Empire will find a way to express his gratitude. I'll make the calculus simple for you, Gal. If you say Harry's a liar, he dies. If you don't, you die. So, we should just all bury our heads in the sand then. If his equations hold true, then Empire will set about solving the problem as we always have, without terrifying trillions of people. And I should believe in you, a spy? You should believe in the minds that built Trantor, built the jump drive, that built the Star Bridge. Where I come from, they call those scientists, not politicians. I know where you come from, Gal. They were called heretics and drowned. And I also know what happened on the jump ship. During the jump. You were awake. You were aware. Why did you lie to me about it? I don't know. It scares me. What does? Being different. We're all different, Miss Dornick. My sister didn't speak until she was 7. And even then, just nouns. But you're something else. And if you don't know what it is, I urge you to figure it out. Before someone else does and uses it against you. You claim your plan can reduce the coming darkness. How? The ancients are rumored to have built a repository for the world's wisdom. According to myth, it burned down. I'm proposing something less centralized. An Encyclopedia Galactica. After the fall, as civilization climbs from the ashes, the coming generations will have something to build upon. A foundation. They won't have to reinvent the wheel. The knowledge will already exist. But it isn't just knowledge would be saving, but humanity's story. Our story. Trantor already has an imperial library. For how long? Now, that statement does bring us to the heart of the matter. You said you could prove your theorem to someone conversant in ordinal analysis. Gall Dornick, please rise. Approach the dais, if you would. You're from Synax, correct? We should say that. I am. You've had your prayer stones removed. You almost look like one of us. My understanding of your world is that to remove the prayer stones is to break with the Seer Church. Is that right? That is church doctrine, yes. Tell me, are they still killing scientists and mathematicians? If you're talking about the purge, then the church's term is the cleanse, your exalteds. When was it, according to church doctrine, that it stopped being heresy to study math? It never stopped. And yet you solved the Abraxas conjecture. Yes. On a world where they burned the universities down. You must have been lonely there. I can imagine how it must have felt to be recognized by Dr. Harry Seldon. To be given a job. To be valued. What do you want to know? I want to know if there is any possible way you can be objective about Harry Seldon. I don't know. Maybe I can't. Maybe that's why he brought me here. Last night you were given a chance to assess the accuracy of Dr. Seldon's claims. Did you arrive at a conclusion? Yes. And? Dr. Seldon's calculations are correct. The Empire is dying. Kill them. End this. Harry, the sky. Something's wrong with the Star Bridge. Please respect and enjoy the peace. Expected return to home planet. 3 days. Please respect and enjoy the peace. Thank you. This car will commence its descent down the Stork momentarily. You may feel a jolt. Please secure yourself before commencing descent. The tether wrapped around the planet like a garrote. It cut 50 levels down. Emperor. Shut up. There are reports of Anakian and Thespin war cries before the explosion. Songs of rebellion. We had no part in this, we will, of course, be returning your gifts. 86,963,777. 86,963,791. What are you doing here? I petitioned the committee. They are saying 100 million dead. The outer reaches may be in rebellion. The attacks changed everything. Harry said there's an Nzro chance you'll die. But Nzro is still a number. They are gonna kill Harry, Gall. You don't have to die with him. I've already said his math was right. Say you looked at it again. Say you were wrong. You've lost faith. I'm sorry. She doesn't need that. Get up. Shall I speak first, or will you? By all means, Dr. Selden. Speak. You hold us responsible. How could I not? My science can predict societal actions. Trends. Not individual ones. But I'm not surprised it happened. Why is that? You're stretched too thin. That's why the kingdoms of the outer reach struck first. And who can blame them? Sensing vulnerability, soon other players will begin to apply downward pressure. An exhortation from one of the galaxy's major religions is a given. Or perhaps a homegrown insurrection here on Trantor. Star Bridge. Who did this? I don't know. Tell me why I shouldn't kill you and your followers right now. My followers aren't responsible. If you do, you'll be dead within the year. The prodigy speaks. So speak. Your agent Gerald asked me to check Dr. Selden's work. I went a little farther in the equation. If you kill him, the fall accelerates. Well, that's a convenient data point for your side. Only he can shorten the darkness. Kill him, you kill hope. Kill hope. They kill you. What are the odds? The only two people who can save the galaxy are in this room. And one of them is wrong. I agree. If the fall can be accelerated, can it not also be slowed? Yes. By a few centuries. Don't keep us in the dark. End Imperial cloning. Imperial cloning stopped the wars. Imperial cloning brought peace. Our genetic dynasty has reigned for centuries. Surely you can understand the value in a younger mind who shares your intellect. Well, I see the value in difference. In the new. You offer nothing new. Just a younger grape. From the same vine. Destined for the same old bottle. You can't save yourselves. But you can save your legacy. Yours or mine, Dr. Selden. How long did it take you to trigger the Prime Radiant? I got it on the second try. You knew they'd offer it to me. Harry, when I looked at it, I really thought they'd try and make it seem more of a fair fight. But they didn't bother, did they? Did we? The hook still hurting you? Xylus used the same phrase you did. I was lonely. They were listening. And you knew they were listening. They are listening now. Fine. What do you want them to hear? Abraxas was the bait. Not you. I just moved before they did. You have more agency here, Gal, than you realize. The Emperor has determined that your deaths are not the optimal outcome. For the good of the Imperium. You will be allowed to refine your work on psychohistory. To build your foundation. But not on Trantor. Terminus. It is uninhabited, sitting in the periphery. Along the galaxy's outer reach. Anachaean and Thespis are also in the periphery. Yes, the barbarian kingdoms will be your neighbors. You will journey via slow ship. The Empire forbids you access to jump drive technology. You're exiling us. On Terminus, you will not trouble Trantor. And there will be no disturbance of the Emperor's peace. The galaxy will know that you are fighting the fall. If psychohistory proves fraudulent, your foundation will be allowed to wither and vanish. And if it's successful, you'll coup it and use it to bolster your regime. Terminus. I've never even heard of it. There's no reason you would. It's 50,000 light-years away. Without a jump drive, the journey there. 878 days. Approximately. We'll be fine. There'll be hardships, no question. Terminus orbits a red dwarf. Its seasons are extreme. Metal and mineral poor. You know it well. Exile was always the plan. And Terminus was always the optimal location. Out in the periphery. Imperial support without Imperial eyes. It's perfect. How many others knew? Only Rake. What you said to the Emperor. How much farther into my math did you look? What did you actually see? I couldn't quite figure it. So, you lied. I hypothesized. On Synax, no one wanted to hear that our seas were rising. I thought if I could make people listen, that I could save them. Change is frightening, especially to those in power. And I could feel the Empire's fear. When I looked into the Prime Radiant, I could see the darkness. It took my breath away at first. It was crushing. But then I looked deeper. And I could see this tiny sliver of light at the very end of it all. And I realized it's not the fall they are afraid of. It's the chance that your plan will actually succeed. It takes more power to build than to burn. And I want to build, Harry. You'll get your chance. This isn't the Foundation's first crisis, and it won't be our last. Something tells me you already know what the next crisis will be. The Emperor's peace will be maintained. From Synax to Trantor. Now Terminus. You came here hoping to save your world. I'm asking you to dream bigger. Why stop at one world? Why not save the galaxy? Why not indeed? Harry had planned for it all. Things only he saw over the horizon. Psychohistory could forecast the behavior of entire populations. With stunning accuracy. But, when it came to individuals, things got murkier. No one could approach the vault. No one but an outlier like Salvor Hardin. And I always wondered. When Harry was formulating his plan, did he realize the galaxy's fate would rest on what she found inside? I think he did. And I think that's what he feared the most.